much better. Okay, we're going to open the valve. Oh yeah. It makes how it's life behind bars, not these bars, but these bars. Now, did you see the exhaust wars video? You basically need to see that first. If you haven't seen that, please click on the link down below or up here above, because that's where we showed you where we fitted the Acra aftermarket exhausts and also the stock exhaust and also the Jekyll and Hyde exhaust on my R1300GS. Okay, let's fast forward on to now. What are we, 5, 6, 7 months on? We've now got the decatted Akrapovic header, which we're going to put on the GS right here. So we haven't got all the options here like we had last time. Like we haven't got the stock exhaust here, so we can't do a sound test of the Decat header with the stock exhaust. But what we're going to do in this video is give you the sound right now, which you've already heard in that previous video, which will be the Jekyll and Hyde with the stock header system on there. And then we're going to take it into the workshop, put the decatted header on there, put the Jekyll and Hyde back on there as it is right now, give you that sound, but we're also going to put on the Akrapovic aftermarket can with it as well. Obviously, what we are expecting with the aftermarket Akrapovic silencer on the back of it is that you're going to get that one sound and you are never going to be able to change it. It's just that one sound. I've already heard that sound when I was at Garmisch earlier in the year. It sounded really, really good, but maybe a little bit loud. You're going to hear it for yourself in a minute. But with the Jekyll and Hyde, we're going to be able to press the button and close down that flap and open it up as and when we want to, so we can have quiet, dynamic mode and also loud mode, basically Jekyll or Hyde. All right, so let's fire this up now and have a listen to it. The microphone is on my chest here, so you're going to hear the sound coming through straight through to here. So Tom, my handy assistant, it's cold out here. It's about 3 degrees. Okay, so that's the sound of it with the Jekyll and Hyde. That's how I've been riding it for all of the year. I'm really happy with that sound. It's a good sound. Let's get this decatted header on now. I'm very excited. Now, whilst Tom's taking it through, let me give you a little bit of a backstory of what's going on at the moment, because it's not all that straightforward. I actually don't know how this video is going to pan out, because we know that when we install this, we're going to get a dash error on the dash. Now, we've seen a product which I've ordered in. I don't think it's arrived yet. I've ordered it in. It's like a little cheat thing we can plug into it to trick the lambda sensor, because there's a lambda sensor in the front and there's a lambda sensor behind the cap. So we got to make sure that, well, we're going to try this cheat thing out. So once we've got that on there, we'll be able to figure out if that's going to do the job, or we're going to go to BHP up north. I can't remember where they are, but they're right up north. I've just had my very dear friend Nick go up there with his V4 Ducati Multistrada. He's so happy with the work they've done to that, but also our very good friend who we collaborate with every now and then, Sam Vincent, he took his KTM up there quite a while ago, and he's had really good results as well. So we might end up taking the bike up there. I don't know yet. We're going to find out. I've been on the phone to them this morning So I'm waiting for a phone call back from Cal, the owner at BHP, to find out what we need to be doing. But so this is all very much a suck it and see. You're going to see how we are figuring it all out as we're going along. All right, but let's get that on there, and we will. You'll see. You'll see how it all sounds and what needs to be done to get the Decat header on your bike. Whilst I was waffling on out there, Tom's already got it in here on the lift. Now we were in two minds about fitting the exhaust to the R1300GS Adventure. We've decided to put it on the GS. That is the bike I ride more. I think I'll be riding more anyway, but then again, just had this one come in. This hasn't even been ridden yet. We're actually just tasking this up right now, ready for its first maiden ride at some point, hopefully before Christmas. That'll come in a later video. That's my new personal little weapon. Right, let's see what we've done so far. So we've got the Jekyll and Hyde can off. Now he's just in the process of taking the factory headers off. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the decatted header. By the way, the decatted header is here. So I should have shown this to you earlier. It is a, look at that, it's light as a feather. You couldn't do that with a stainless steel exhaust. So we're going to get the decatted header on there. By the way, that is not a cat. That is a sound box. So I was involved a little bit around, well, not involved, but I was around at the time when they were making this, because they made a decatted header for the R1300, like they did for the 1250, where it was like straight through, but they realized the sound just wasn't right. So you'll see other manufacturers who are making just link pipes, but the sound is just too raw. I know a lot of people say a GS sounds like a tractor, but it just made it sound even more like a tractor. So that's not great. So what Akrapovic have done is they've made this sound box to give it that kind of true Acra sound. That's why I'm excited about this. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I've heard this already at Garmisch, and it is a pretty insane sound. It almost to the point where it doesn't even sound like a GS. It sounds more like an S1000 XR or something like that. So I'm very excited to hear this bike based on what that sound box does there. So once we've got that decatted header on here with the sound box, the first thing we're going to do is put the Akrapovic silencer on here and take it outside and give that a sound so you can hear what that's like, and then we'll put the Jekyll and Hyde back on again. A bit of a short interlude, lunch breaks and all sorts of stuff, and Tom's been waiting for me patiently, haven't you, Tom, to get back in here hours, yeah, to record the next bit. Okay, so let's try and get it all done and outside before it gets dark, yeah? Right, okay, so he's literally in a ready state to take off the Decat header, yeah. Sorry, taking off the factory header.
Heavy.
Is that really heavy?
Yeah.
In comparison. Let me try it. Put down here. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that is heavy. Yeah. One finger. Yeah. Little finger. Yeah, little finger. That's very good. That's a hell of a weight saving, isn't it?
God, yeah.
You're just hearing it going down on the table. Boom, boom.
Scrap man away that,
yeah. Well, how does that work out then? Scrap man weighing something in?
You just weigh it in.
Well, then you're not going to get very much for titanium then, are you?
No, that one, I mean.
Just go on the other side, have a look. Of course it's titanium, so we're going to get a nice bluey effect, aren't we? As long as they haven't nano coated it. So I'm sure I don't think they have actually. I saw some signs on here of where it hasn't been nano coated. For the record, if you're just listening to that about the nano coating, I was in Akrapovic in Slovenia just under a year ago, right at the beginning of the year, and we had this big conference before we did the 2-day tour around the factory, And one of the things that came up was nano coating. Now, I personally like the blue, the purple, all the different discolorations you get on the titanium when they get hot. I like that. I think a lot of people in England like that as well. It shows a sign that you're riding the bike well, you're getting the engine up to temperature, and you get all those lovely rainbow colours.
Never had that before.
What's that?
They're literally just lined perfect.
Just lines
I struggle
perfectly.
to get them on both sides. You usually need two people. But that's like the easiest exhaust I've ever fitted.
Went straight on. Went straight on. Yeah. So with the nano coating, what they do is when they make the exhausts, obviously the welding process, it goes blue and purple anyway. But when it comes out the box, there's no discoloration at all. The actual colour, the colouring on titanium is oxidization. It's so they don't like it at Akrapovic. They're thinking, oh no, that's ugly. We need to get rid of that. So they shot blast all of the exhaust actually at the factory to get all the discoloration off, the oxidization, and then they put a nano coating on them to protect them against future oxidization. Hence why if you see the MotoGP bikes that have got the Akrapovic cans on them, they don't go that bluey color. I love this bike. I don't know why. No, I do know why. I just have, well, we've got that bike, but look at this bike. As Tom was saying earlier, we've got a double exhaust day today because we're taking the sound box off my F900GS. So we're putting an Arrow link pipe in there. Akrapovic don't make a link pipe for the F900GS yet, or I don't know whether they ever will, but we managed to get one from Arrow, which we are fitting to it. Oh, there it is down there. There it is down there. We're there on the website, so if you want a link pipe for your F900GS, you can get them from us here at a bike thing. That's going to sound epic. We're going to have another video for that, the before and after, so you can hear what they sound like. Because the F900 parallel twin engine sounds fantastic. Right, okay, so what we've got? We've got the decated header all fitted and stuff. Tom was just telling me about the carbon cover, which is it's still in the packet, but we've got a carbon cover here, which is going to sit in between the silencer and the Decat header pipe. So we've had to make a few adjustments. So this isn't a brand new aftermarket Acra. This is the one that I fitted to my R1300 GSA. So that does look so good, doesn't it? I said in the last video that I really like this bike with the Acra pipe, the look of it, but the Jekyll and Hyde just wins hands down because of the functionality of it. If you look back here at the R1300 GS Adventure, you can see we've taken the exhaust off that, obviously to do what we're doing. If you look here, we've now got the sump guard back on, and look, it's such a nice, snug, tight fit underneath here. So that's what they look like before it's fired up. Just plain titanium, but they're going to go blue, purple. So we've got the Decat header on there with the aftermarket Acra pipe on there. Tom's just lowering it down. We're going to take it off the lift outside, fire it up. I think we're running out of daylight a bit right now. And we've just had a DHL delivery come in as well, collection, and we've got a lot of parcels to collect. So hopefully we'll get this done in time. I can't wait to hear this. Okay, so standing about the same sort of distance as I was. Hang on, I'm standing about the same sort of distance as I was beforehand. Microphone on. Okay.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Ready, aim, fire.
Okay. Oh, it's got sparks coming out of the back there. Wow, that is really loud. That's too loud. Okay, all right, that'll do.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a bit too loud, I think.
Like a firecracker.
Yeah, all right.
What'd you stop for? Enjoying that? Loud, isn't it?
Well, the DHL driver has enjoyed it. I actually think that's too loud, which is not the response I want to be giving here because I've got a lot of this in stock. So, well, I've got a few cans. So it should be interesting to see what it's like with the Jekyll and Hyde. So we're going to get it back in there. By the time we're back out here, it's going to be dark. So yeah, let's get it back in there.
It's a bit loud. Shotgun.
Okay, so we've got the Jekyll and Hyde can on. And I say we, it really was a joint effort.
Oh yeah, it wasn't it?
It was a joint effort. Don't you start taking all the credit, you. So it's really nice this is because this bit of carbon here, I know we had it on with the Acra as well, but it looks damn good. It goes with the Jekyll and Hyde as well. I know Jekyll and Hyde won't like that because they've got their own carbon cover, which I don't think is going to work with this, is it? We'll have a look at it, but this is the Acra carbon shield, and that just gives it a very unique look to it. So Tom is just finishing off the wiring for the Jekyll and Hyde, getting that all back on there. We'll get it outside. In the dark, there's not much space in the GS at all. This is all part of the Jekyll and Hyde there as well. And hopefully this is going to tone it down a little bit. And it will give it a whole new sound again. It's all done, the Jekyll and Hyde's on there. We have not turned this on yet, so we're going to roll it outside. It is dark outside, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll be able to shed some light on there. We've had to make a few adjustments because at the end of the day, it's the Jekyll and Hyde exhaust with the Acra Decat header. So this has been a bit of a suck it and see from our perspective because we don't know if it's going to go. And Tom did actually discover that the bit where the cables come from the Jekyll and Hyde, yeah, that bit there, it wouldn't quite fit properly. So he's had to like hash something together in the workshop using an in-off mount from an in-off dash camera, basically surplus stuff. Please do not ask us for these parts. We do not have many available here. We certainly can't supply them on high volumes. So, but it's a case of just fabricating your own thing so you can get that load of wiring out of the way. Okay, the light's not too bad out here actually. It's not too bad. Right, let's fire it up. So this is going to be in closed position. As soon as he starts it, the valve will be closed. Let it warm up first before we do anything. Well, I don't know if the camera can hear me, but that's quiet already. Yeah. All right, now it's warmed up. Much better. Okay, we're going to open the valve. Oh yeah. Okay, put it in dynamic mode. So double tap, it basically opens the valve halfway. That sounds really good actually. I wouldn't say it's any quieter, it just sounds different. And now that is closed. And open. Good. That'll do. That'll do. That sounds amazing. So I think it sounds better. It's not as loud as putting it through the Acra can for some reason. So that sounds really, really good. Having the, I tell you what, let's go back inside and talk about this.
That's much better. It ain't a cheap option though, is it?
No, it's not a cheap option at all. Right, okay, that sounded really good. I'm pleased with this. So that's staying on there. This is my bike. That's my decatted header, titanium header, with my original Jekyll and Hyde exhaust back on there again. Just sounds better than what it was before. And with that valve closed, both Tom and I agree, it sounded quiet enough where you can tell it certainly brings the volume down. I hope that comes across well your end, because obviously we haven't got the best sound equipment here. But we've always said right from day one with working with Jekyll and Hyde, you need to hear it with your own ears rather than watching it through the video. I want to report that we have no errors on the dash. However, we have been told by Akrapovic that errors will appear on the dash. So maybe we need to take it for a spin. I'm not doing that right now. I'll see if I get a chance to get out there tomorrow. So we're creating this video over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully have it out there before Christmas so you can have some enjoyable viewing over the Christmas period and make up your mind whether you want to spend your Christmas money on this very expensive exhaust system. I'm not going to hold any punches. It's bloody expensive. It's 1600 plus for the Decat header, and then you've got the Jekyll and Hyde as well. If you like just the full Acra system, then fine, just get the Decat header. Me personally, I think that's really too loud. It's quite offensive, really. But if you like that, then great. I'm just waiting for a call back from Cal at BHP. As I said earlier in the video, I've heard great things about them. I think it would be worthwhile taking this up there, getting it mapped, getting it tuned. As I say, I'm expecting to see an error come through on the dash, but it's not showing just yet. There's also something else that's coming through the post where we can trick the error out, but I need to see that error first. So let's wait and see what happens. Over and out, back soon. A few days have passed now because this whole video has been filmed over the last 7 to 10 days. So the bike is behind me, we've got the decatted header on there. I took it out yesterday for a spin, but unfortunately, out of all the GoPros that I've got, these are just basically just crap. Might just get rid of them. No good to me at all because they don't work. But we've got the Insta360, but I don't have a decent microphone which is going to get the audio that I need. So I've got some video footage which I'm going to show you because there's some key bits in there which I think might be quite useful. So I talk about the ASA clutch and stuff like that, which isn't on this bike, but there's a bit that I want to mention in there, so watch that. But
I'm hoping this sound is going to be okay. I've got no internal mic on this Insta360. You know, I'm not a professional vlogger. That's not what I do. But we need to hear this this exhaust. So I've got this recording. Hopefully that's going to pull in a good enough sound. So let's start this up. So I've got an error on my screen. I've got an error, but this is because I've got low fuel. So let's just check this error very quickly. My vehicle, yeah, it's just fuel. That's all it is, just fuel. Just go through to the error screen. CC message, tank reserve level reached. So that is the only error I've got on my dash right now. Okay, so just so we can hear it, this is the valve closed. Okay, I'm going to open it now. Sounds so sexy. Right, okay, let's go. Just for the record, everyone says, oh, it's no problem going from ASA back to clutchless. Sorry, from ASA back to clutch. They're wrong. The amount of times I've nearly stalled this because I keep forgetting to pull the clutch in when I come to a standstill.
we're about to go out right now using this. So this is a Zoom audio recorder, and I'm going to mix that with the Insta360, so hopefully we can get some really good sound of the Jekyll and Hyde on the Decat header. So I'm going to go out with this on my chins to record the visuals, but I'm going to have that behind me, which in the past, I've used it a few years ago, it does pick up really good sound. So hopefully we can pick up some great sound on the road with this behind me, just picking up the audio. But there's going to be a second part or a third part to this video because BHP can't fit me in this side of Christmas, and I want this video to come out before Christmas. So I'm going to quickly put my riding gear on, head out with the Insta360 and the audio recorder and get that sound for you. But then the bike does need tuning. Now, the video clip you may have just seen or I'm about to show you does demonstrate there is no error on this bike whatsoever from the Decat header. Doesn't mean that's not going to be the case for you. Basically, the Akrapovic silencer with the Decat Akrapovic header, you are removing the servo valve completely, and that, from what I believe, is causing the error on the dash. Now, we will be putting our Akrapovic end cam back on this for more tests coming in 2025. So we'll be able to show that to you. So the bike is going to BHP in January. It's not going before Christmas. We're going to get it there in January. We're going to take, obviously the Decat header staying on there, but we're going to take the Akrapovic end can and the Jekyll and Hyde can and stick it on the rolling road so they can do their tests, so we can see the brake horsepower and all that sort of stuff. But he's going to put different maps onto the bike so we can test it basically and see if there's any errors, if any errors need to be removed, which I believe they will have to be removed. So stay tuned for that one, but we'll just sign off the end of this video with footage with this new sound equipment. Now, if you remember, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned something about a trick thing to get rid of errors. We haven't had to use that. Here it is in my hand, right here. That is it. So this is supposed to go where the lambda sensor goes, and I think the theory behind it is it basically pulls the lambda sensor further away from the header, away from the flow. We haven't tried it yet. Whether we try it or not, I don't know. That will come in the next video if we do. if we need to, just so we can see if that sorts the problem, instead of taking it to somewhere like BHP to have it mapped. But I think the mapping is a key thing, because we are really changing the way how this bike was intended to be. So I think to get it just right. Actually, on that note, I forgot to mention, because I've already been out on the bike, I can feel that it's still very powerful. It feels more open, but something doesn't feel right, and I think the mapping is going to sort that out. So it should be a really, really interesting video. I also just want to quickly touch on that I know a lot of people, there's going to be so many comments down below about manufacturer's warranty. You've just screwed up your manufacturer's warranty, Steve. Because I've heard this on previous videos where we've taken the cat out. Do you know what? You're absolutely right. With the manufacturer, with BMW, we're talking BMW head office, Germany. If you're going there, which you're not, because that's not where the dealer is. If you're going there, of course, yeah. To the book, to the written note, absolutely, you've broken the contract, you are out of warranty. But we're dealing with dealers, BMW dealers all over the world. Majority of dealers have a pragmatic approach. They're business people. They don't want to be telling you, you just bought your very expensive motorcycle, which you want to accessorize. That's what we love doing. They don't want to be telling you, you can't do that. If they do that, well, if they did it to me, I'd just take my business elsewhere. I would go to a dealer who has a pragmatic approach to their customers. So taking a cat out, all you're doing is reversing the bike back to how bikes were years and years and years ago. I know it's not friendly to the environment, and that's a completely different topic. I get that completely. But as far as warranty side of things go, no, I completely disagree with you. I am dealing with dealers who have a pragmatic approach. I've had previous discussions with my last dealer with regards to, you would have to go a long way for it to really, really screw up your warranty. The dealers want to work with us. If you start taking hundreds of sensors off your bike, okay, maybe an exaggeration, but you're taking loads and loads of sensors off your bike to the point where the BMW diagnostic equipment at the dealer doesn't even recognize your bike anymore, then we're in a different ballpark, okay? But we're not. All we're doing is taking the cat out of the exhaust. I really wouldn't worry about warranty side of things. Just make sure you keep your original headers in case of any eventuality where you do have a problem and you need to put the original headers back. You'll find your dealer will want to work with you. Yeah, you're a good customer, you're spending money with them. They probably want you to buy your next bike from them. Yeah, so I really wouldn't worry about it, but I understand a lot of you will be watching this thinking, no way, I'm not avoiding my warranty, because you just don't want to cross that line. Whatever makes you happy. For me, I love this. It sounds great. Anyway, let's get out there, fire it up. Hopefully we're going to get up the right sound. Enjoy the rest of the video. I won't come on at the end again. So until next time, stay safe behind bars, not these bars and these bars. And I'll see you in the next video, which should hopefully be next week.
The bike's fairly warmed up, so I'm going to open the valve. Hopefully the microphone in the back of my jacket is picking that up, so let's give it a rev. And let's just do a half closed valve. Rev. I like that. The half closed valve is nice. Okay, let's close it, and we'll ride with it closed for now. And let's just do a half closed valve. Rev. I like that. The half closed valve is nice. Okay, let's close it, and we'll ride with it closed for now. Okay, let's close it, and we'll ride with it closed for now. 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 And we'll ride with it closed for Okay, let's get out before this car comes along. Go. Right, okay, so all of that was with the valve closed. We're now going to open the valve. There we are. And let's see how that one comes out. Okay, right, so still recording, yep. I think that BMW wanted to have a bit of a race, but the tarmac's very slippy. Right, so now I'm going to close it again. Open it again. And I don't know whether it's because it needs a remap or anything, but it crackles a lot just when you're going along. It's not even associated to a gear change. It just crackles and spits and splurts. I love it, absolutely love it. So what we're going to do now is double press here, and that is now the valve half open. I like that sound, so let's give this a go. That's really good. That's with the valve half open. Complete game changer. What's your honest thoughts?
It sounded raspy coming up there.
Did you? Did you hear me from a bit of a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming up the lane, definitely.
Yeah.
The door, I could hear it.
That's raspy. So that's half open. That's the sweet spot for me.
Really?
Open is like really loud, and it popples and crackles through every. It's not even on gear change. It actually pops and crackles just as you're going along, which I think it's out of tune. I think it needs mapping for that. But yeah, but the half open, spot on. So it'd be interesting to see what happens now with the map. But that's 2025.
Yeah.
Next year now.
Right.
Only a couple of weeks away. So good.